Good morning, my dear students. Today, in history, we are going to continue the same chapter, that is, the rise of nationalism in Europe. Children, in our previous class, we have studied about the new conservatism after 1815, and in that, we have studied about the Treaty of Vienna and the revolutionaries, and in that we have studied about the Giuseppe Mazzini and the secret societies. Today we are going to take the new topic, that is the age of revolution 1830 to 1848. Children, after 1815 the conservative regime was set up and they were autocratic. They did not tolerate the criticism and the dissent and sought to curb the activities that questioned the legitimacy of autocratic government. Children, most of them imposed censorship laws to control what was said in newspapers, books, plays, and songs and reflected the ideas of liberty and freedom. Children, the period between 1830 and 1848 was marked by a lot of tensions and turmoil in Europe. Europe had witnessed the dramatic rise of two philosophies, liberalism and conservatism. The liberal nationalist or the educated middle class planned ways to overthrow monarchy and bring back a government of people. Europe hence saw a series of revolutions in Italy, Germany, Poland, Turkey, and Ireland. Children, that means as the conservative regime tried to consolidate their power, liberalism and nationalism came to be increasingly associated with the revolution in many regions of Europe. Children, these revolutions were led by the liberal nationalists belonging to the educated middle class, among whom were the professors, school teachers, clerks, and the members of commercial middle classes. Now, children, let's see the different revolts which has taken place after 1815. That means after the conservative regime was set up. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. The Bourbon king, who had been restored to the power during the conservative reaction after 1815. Children, if you remember, during the Treaty of Vienna or during the conservative regime, the Bourbon dynasty, which was abolished or which was disposed during the French Revolution 1789, was restored, and now here it was overthrown by liberal revolutionaries who installed a constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe as its head. That means the rulers, the Bourbon king who was installed during the conservative regime or during the conservative reaction after 1815, were now overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries. Once Metternich remarked, "When France sneezes, the rest of Europe catches cold," because liberals in Europe get inspired by the revolutions of liberals in France to overthrow monarchy, conservatism, aristocracy, and form their elected constitution. Children, the July Revolution sparked an uprisings in Brussels which led to Belgium breaking away from the United Kingdom of Netherlands. Now children, Greek War of Independence, an event that mobilized nationalist feeling among the educated elite across Europe, was the Greek War of Independence. Children, it was a successful war waged by the Greek revolutionaries between 1821 to 1832 against the Ottoman Empire. Greece had been a part of Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. The growth of revolutionary nationalism in Europe sparked off a struggle for independence among the Greek which began in 1821. Nationalists in Greece got support from other Greeks living in exile and also from many West Europeans who had sympathies for the ancient Greek culture. Poets and artists lauded Greece as a cradle of European civilization and mobilized public opinion to support its struggle against the Muslim empire. The English poet Lord Byron organized funds and later went to fight in the war where he died of fever in 1824. Finally, the Treaty of Constantinople of 1832 recognized Greece as an independent nation. Now, the next topic, that is Romanticism. Romanticism means a cultural movement that rejected nationalism by science and reason. It introduced nationalism through art, music, and love. Children, the development of nationalism did not come about only through wars and territorial expansions. Culture played an important role in creating the idea of nation. Art, poetry, stories, music help express and shape the nationalist feelings. Children, Romanticism is a cultural movement focused on emotions and mystical feeling instead of reason and science to develop the nationalist sentiment. It criticized glorification of reason and science and focused on emotions, institutions, mystical feelings instead. The poets and the romantic artists tried to create a sense of shared collective heritage, a common cultural past as the base of nationalism. They helped create a sense of collective heritage and cultural past as a part of nation building through the use of folk song, dance, music, etc. The German philosopher, thinker John Gottfried Herder tried to popularize the true spirit of nation through folk songs, folk poetry, folk dance. Children, John Gottfried Herder was a romantic thinker of a German origin. He claimed that the real German culture was the culture of common people, that is, Das Volk. Also, he said that the true spirit of a nation could be effectively popularized only through folk songs, folk poetry, and folk dances. So, collecting and recording these forms of folk culture was essential to the project of nation building. Children, the emphasis on vernacular language and the collection of local folklore was not just to recover an ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message to the large audience who were mostly illiterate. This was especially so in the case of Poland, which has been partitioned at the end of 18th century by the great powers Russia, Prussia and Austria. Poland no longer existed as an independent country, but national feeling were kept alive through the language. The emphasis on language was made not just to recover an ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message to the large audience who were mostly illiterate. After the Russian occupation of Poland, Polish language was forced out of school and the Russian language was imposed everywhere. Many members of the clergy in the Poland began to use language as a weapon of national resistance. Polish was used for church gathering, and also religious instructions. The use of Polish thus came to be seen as a symbol of struggle against Russian dominance. Children, once again I am repeating the romantic imagination and national feeling. Romanticism, a cultural movement which sought to develop a particular form of nationalist sentiment. Romantic artists and the poets generally criticize the glorification of reason and science and focus instead of emotion, institutions, and mystical feelings. Their efforts was to create a sense of shared collective heritage of a common cultural past. The other romantics, as the German philosopher Herder, claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people. It was through folk songs, folk poetry, folk dance that the true spirit of the nation was popularized. The emphasis on vernacular languages and the collection of local folklore was not just to recover an ancient national spirit, but also to carry the modern nationalist message to large audience who were mostly illiterate. Karol Kuprinski, for example, celebrated the national struggle through his opera and music, turning folk dances like Polonaise and Mazurka into the national symbol. Languages too played an important role in developing nationalist sentiments. After Russian occupation, the Polish language was forced out of the school and the Russian languages was imposed everywhere. That's all for today, children. Have a nice day.